4 years ago, we met. You came to one of actually my first event that I threw in City Hall. And after the event, you stopped me and you said, "What are you doing?" All right? You said, "What are you doing? What are you doing with all these athletes?" And I told you, I want to get more athletes involved in tech. And you said, "No." You said, "Just let them save their money."
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Tell me what you meant.
So there's a lot to unpack in that
Right.
in that question, but and some of the stuff I'll mention, I think a lot of people know, but you know, I was really moved first of all by the 30 for 30 ESPN did called Broke, which
Right.
I'm sure most of the people in here have seen. And they had a number, I don't know if it's true, but it said 78% of NFL players that reach retirement are bankrupt.
Right.
And that's atrocious.
Right.
You know, that's horrible. You know, the second thing that I think I know is like the average tenure in the NBA, last time I looked it up, was like 2.2 years.
Right.
Which is a super short window for the average person,
Right.
and you know, you go from a 7-figure salary and it's a just steep drop for a lot of people, you know, and I know multiple people that used to be in the league that are running an AAU program, and that's a tough way to make money.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it is.
it's horrible.
It is.
And I also know, because athletes unfortunately have their salaries published, there's a huge diversity of wealth.
Yeah.
So if you've been playing 10 years and you're making 8 figures a year, then sure, you know, get into venture investing. You know,
That's not usually the case, though.
it's not usually the case. And the other thing I would say is, you know, the people that invest in us are professional asset allocators, so they're called limited partners. And if you study any LPs, these are people that invest on behalf of universities and endowments, and you say, what percentage of your assets would you allocate to venture? It's usually 2 to 5%.
Right.
So it's a small part of what a professional would recommend you allocate your wealth to if you're managing your wealth. Right. And it's really a tiny portion of the investment industry overall. And so, you know, I keep that in mind. Like, there's a great book about personal asset allocation called A Random Walk Down Wall Street by Burton McHale. And everyone that's ever asked me, should I buy this stock or this company, I say, read that book and then come back and talk to me, right? And so, anyway, the last point I would make is the industry has historically been remarkably cyclical. And we're sitting today at, I guess it's been like 11 years since '08 crisis. And it's the longest window that I know of without a massive reset.
Correct.
And '01, I worked through '01 and '08, and especially in the '01 scenario, like 90% of the investments go to zero in those windows. And so,
you think we've forgotten about '01 already?
No, we've definitely forgotten about it.
I mean,
but I think it'll happen again one day.
Right.
And so just knowing that there's that amount of risk, and the people that invest in us are diversified across multiple venture firms, which gives them access to more optionality. And like I said, they're at 2 to 5%. So they like the fact that it's a high return category, but they have the ability to flexibly withstand the periods that are cyclical. Anyway, very, very long answer, but the punchline is I just think people should be pragmatic about it. So,
well, you've seen the evolution. Again, you've been nice enough to support us in everything that we've done and invite you to. So there has been an evolution. So it's actually happening, right? So given that, do you think that athletes can be, you know, VCs, or again, you've seen an evolution? So tell me the
well, the truth of the matter is anyone could be a VC,
right?
Because handing out money is one of the lowest barrier to entry jobs there is in the planet. So anyone can enter. The real question is, I guess, can you be successful?
Yeah, 100%.
Now, one thing, I don't know if you know this, but prior to Benchmark, my first venture job was with a firm called Hummer Winblad. And one of the co-founders, John Hummer, played in the league for 6 years. He was drafted number 15 in 1970. So yes, an athlete can become a venture capitalist because it already happened, and he had a very successful career.
What do you see about the landscape? Obviously, it's changing. A lot of these guys here are actually investing now. So tell me exactly the evolution. You see the landscape changing, and you see a lot of things happening now. And you see what we're doing as well, too.
Yeah.
We've had exits as well, too. So, and a lot of the companies that you're investing in, athletes are investing in as well, too, now. So it's changed.
Absolutely, and not just athletes. Like Jared Leto's done extremely well. So look, information and access and networking has gotten easier and easier and easier, is one. Two, there are technologies and themes that entrepreneurs and venture capitalists are investing in that touch the industry in different ways, where an athlete would have a competitive advantage, either from an ability to promote or ability to understand. And that type of area where you have a strong circle of competence, I think it makes a lot of sense.
For the people that in this